Hi, I'm Lucas Hallauer. I play Marty McFly in Back to the Future the Musical.
Lucas, thank you so much for your time today. I am so excited to see the show. I cannot tell you how many people around me have been just buzzing about Back to the Future coming to Houston.
I'm so excited to be there. I've never been to Houston before, so I'm excited to explore the city.
Oh man, you are hitting the sweet spot where you are not quite into like the crazy heat that we normally have. So it's perfect patio weather. Come on down.
Love
It'll be
it.
good. Um, for the show, how does this kind of compare to watching the original film? Has there been obviously some musical additions, but talk to me about the big changes that we can expect.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to the first movie. We have Bob Gale, who created the whole franchise. He worked on the show with us. He was in rehearsals with us, and he wrote the show. So, he really thinks of it like his baby. So it's very similar to the movie. But, the things that have changed are just things that maybe worked well on screen, but are a little bit harder to translate to stage. So, they've come up with some really creative and interesting ways to make a very cool stage version of the show. And obviously, like you said, one of those biggest changes is adding song and dance.
Um, Now I know that this has got to be an exciting process. This is such a beloved story. So many people are, obviously have passionate feelings about it. How do you go about making your performance of Marty just like original to you while still kind of respecting the original Marty from the film that we all love?
Yeah, totally. I mean, like I said, Bob Gale, who wrote it, was very open about us creating our own versions of these characters. He doesn't want us to do an imitation or like a replication of what they did on the screen. So I think, like I said, the song and dance is really my opportunity to kind of like add my own versions of the character, because that's not something that they did in the movie. So I try to give little nods to Michael J. Fox and like the iconic moments, the moments everyone remembers, the moments everyone loves. But in the rest of the show, I kind of try to create my own version of the character, and I think it helps that everyone loves Marty so much already, and we're so with him from the start. Even just seeing me in the costume, everyone knows that's Marty McFly, and everyone loves that character. So I think it's kind of easy to kind of have the audience a little bit already, and just bring them on the journey of, and this is my Marty. So it's fun.
Now, having so many performances kind of under your belt performing as Marty, do you feel like your kind of version of him has evolved since you first started rehearsals for the character to now?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. The more time you get to spend with a character, the more you kind of feel like you know their mindset and you know their psyche. So it's great to be able to spend so much time with a character. Rarely as actors do we get like so much time in one specific character. So the past 2 years playing Marty, I feel like I've just been able to kind of perfect that and make it so natural, and it just feels like home to me now. And I'm going to be so sad when I don't get to do it anymore. But it's the best. I love it so much.
Now it's funny. We actually have family that is in town from Madison, Wisconsin, and they were talking about how, they had gotten to see the show fairly recently up there and how exciting and so much fun it was. And the big thing for them is obviously like uh, seeing these shows and hoping that one day they'll be, ready to be performed for like high school shows. And so I was thinking about it and I'm like, okay, this would, aside from having an actual DeLorean on stage, this would be a phenomenal show for high schools to perform. But what advice would you give for performers wanting to step into the auditions for Marty?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I can't wait to see this show go regionally and go to high schools. And, I hope that that happens for it. And I know it's a difficult ask for a lot of those tech departments, but I think, there's so many creative people out there who are going to find amazing ways to get it done. So I'm excited to see that. But for anyone auditioning for Marty, I'd say the main thing that, I mean, our casting team always looks for is someone who's grounded, someone who's cool, someone who, has not whole lot of worries in the world. But then when, one thing happens, he's, has to figure out how to fix the whole thing. And he's very worried. So, I think they like to see that carefree quality, and Marty's a rock star. And I think that's kind of like the main thing, is he wants to be a rock star. So he acts like a rock star. And I think that's the main thing about him.
Um, I love that. Taking things back to the actual show, do you have like a favorite number that you are looking forward to audiences seeing you perform in the show?
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's some really iconic ones from the movie, Johnny Be Good, Power of Love. Those are all in the show. So it's really fun to do those. But I think my favorite is probably a new one called Put Your Mind to It. It's a song with George and Marty, and Marty's kind of teaching George how to be cool, how to ask Lorraine out. And I think it's a really beautiful portrayal of, Marty and George's friendship and how Marty starts to kind of understand and come to love his dad. And I think it just is a really great song. It moves the story along so beautifully. And I love doing it with Mike, who plays George, where we just have so much fun together.
Talking for a second about, again, all the technical aspects of the show, it's got to be crazy for you working with these kind of special effects. What is it like having them happening live around you? And honestly, what was it like seeing, obviously the DeLorean on stage for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, so I saw the show on Broadway before I knew I was going to be part of it in any way. So I was absolutely blown away by everything that was happening on the stage. And then when I got in rehearsals and I started learning about how everything works, I think my mind blew a second time because it was like, wait, that's how they're doing that? And so it's really cool to see the technological advancements of like set design and scenic design. It's really amazing. And I think it's just, a step into the future with what we can do on stage and what we can make happen. And, we're seeing it now with so many things, with Stranger Things and Cursed Child and all of that kind of like magic on stage. I think it's really amazing. And I'm excited to see what else employs those kind of techniques.
That's true. And honestly, like, it's crazy. I just saw the Stranger Things like on Broadway like a couple weeks ago, and the stuff that you guys are able to do just live in front of people is mind-boggling. So yeah. I cannot wait to see how you guys were able to make this DeLorean go 88 miles an hour in front of me on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that this is obviously a popular question, but if you could take the DeLorean anywhere after curtain call, where are you going?
My answer changes every time I get the question too. But I think today I'm feeling like the future is probably where I want to take a glimpse into. I want to see what's happening. How are we doing? How's everything? Just see what's going on. I think it would be interesting. And, we know a lot about the past. I don't need to go there. I can read a book about it.
Love that. Well, I always like to end on this question. Why do you think Houston audiences need to come on down to Theater Under the Stars and see Back to the Future, the musical?
I think that, when a lot of people can write off Back to the Future as a fun time travel story, I think that what makes it so relevant 40 years later is that at the core of it is a heartwarming story about love and friendship and family and Marty having to find that love for his family and his friendship with Doc. And I think that that's what makes people love it so much, is that really heartwarming storyline. And, when you're not sure if Doc's going to make it out alive or Marty's going to make it back to the future, their friendship is really the thing that makes people so nostalgic for that feeling that the movie gave them. So I think that's what the main thing is. It's a great show for families to come see. It's a great show for couples to come see. I mean, the love story, the family story, it's just got something for everyone. So I think it's really good time, and I hope everyone in Houston comes out to see it.
I'm so excited for this show. It's going to be playing at Theater Under the Stars, March the 31st to April the 5th. Tickets are on sale at tuts.org. You are not going to want to miss it. Lucas, thank you again. You have been phenomenal to talk to, and I know Houston audiences can't wait to see you and the rest of the cast of Back to the Future, the musical.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This has been Ray with the Houston Film Fanatics. We'll catch you guys real soon.